So here we are at Birmingham MCM. Because I'm not going to London Gaming Market, I'm looking to pick up some games today, but for the first time you get to see my wife on camera. I do talk about her a lot, but she does exist, so that's why. I got my brother-in-law and his girlfriend as well. We're going to probably catch up with Casey as well if we're here, if we see him. So enjoy the ride.
So yeah, just a short video, guys, and it's a week on from Comic Con now. It's been a week since I got back. It's the first time I've been able to sit down and actually talk about it. So just a couple of pickups I got, and I'll talk about my thoughts of the event as well. It was good. It was just ridiculously busy. So you'll see by the lack of filming I did there. You know, I've been to various people. You know, Case and Smeds, and obviously my wife and her brother and that before. To sort of London MCM and LFCC, and they are busy. You've got to expect that when you go to these things, but it does, you know, detract from me being able to make the purchases and really be browsing through the things. I mean, this fell on the same weekend as London Gaming Market, so it's a shame that we couldn't go to that again. And I think that sort of told in the amount of game stalls there were. There wasn't a lot of retro game stalls. There was the Game Boy store that I've seen at other places who specialise in the backlit Game Boys, and the just a ton of colour, original and GBA games. But just the way they're stacked and shown, you can't crate dig for these things because, you know, tightly packed. You haven't got the time to do it. There's just too many people around to really, you know, proper hunting for games in there. And that's a real shame, you know. I think unfortunately companies like that lose a bit of business because, you know, people don't have the patience to be sifting through Game Boy cartridges at lightning speed to find what they're after. So yeah, it was good. You know, some good cosplay attempts and stuff, and as you can see from our photos, you know, ours was a bit makeshift, but it was fun anyway. But no, it was worth it. It was worth it for the day trip, and it was what I expected. Quite big, strange layout of the building, to be honest. You get a little bit lost in what segment you're in. But yeah, it's worth the trip. It's just really busy, and it's hard to. I'm with a pregnant wife as well. You know, it's a struggle for her to be on her feet all day and worry of bumping into people and stuff and protecting the baby bump. So yeah, it wasn't ideal, but it obviously made sense for the costume. But yeah, just a couple of pickups I got. So firstly, is this Doom t-shirt, which I think is awesome. Basically because it's so old school on the old 3.5 inch floppy. I kind of like that. It's retro, and obviously Doom's back again, but I kind of like the idea of it being on a old school floppy disk. So I haven't worn this yet, so I'll be busting that out at some point this week. And then the only other thing, mainly because it costs, you know, a reasonable amount, is finally got my hands on a SNES Classic, which is obviously what we've wanted for ages. Gave it a try last week. Again, I haven't really had time to play it much yet because I've been working on some videos and obviously been back at work. But been playing a little bit of Donkey Kong Country and a little bit of Contra 3. Super Pro Protector to me. Realised how bad I am at that game. I got to the third stage, which is pretty good going for me in this day and age. But it's nice to finally get one. They are so much smaller than you think in person. But it's just nice to have that in the collection as well, and I will eventually get the NES Classic. But they had tons of these. It was a pop-up game store, it was in the chain of shops in the UK that was selling them. They had dozens on piles, so and I think since then it seems that the Nintendo store have got more in stock. So it's nice to see them back in the wild, and places like CEX have still got them stocking up in their windows for ridiculous costs. So they probably won't be shifting them in a hurry, and it's their fault for buying them at the price they did. So it's nice to get a brand new version for the retail price. So yeah, good day out. Not outstanding. Would I go again? Probably, but not in a rush, you know. Some of the smaller cons and things I'm enjoying a bit more, you know, just to be able to get around. We had a lot of fun last year at Leicester and Northampton Comic Cons, and yes, there's not as much on show and there's less people dressing up and whatnot, but sometimes the smaller events, you know, they feel a little bit better. So, you know, the big ones are what they are, but they're just so busy now, it's difficult to appreciate everything there when you're there. But I'm pushing more towards the gamer side of things now for my own sort of benefits. So obviously we've got the Revival again next year, which I'm going to have to do a video about because that's looking epic. And me and Rudy will get together and chat about that soon. Yeah, MCM is what it is. Worth a trip to Birmingham. It's not a long journey for us. I'm sorry if I've been a bit negative about it, but you know, it is what it is in my opinion. But thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you very soon.